Okay, video log. Gotta turn my Bluetooth off to make sure the recording happens. I don't know what today is. Sunday, April 30th. I'm really not in the mood to do video logs. My last day of partial was Friday. I had a terrible therapist. He was a liar. I don't know, just the way that my mind is geared, I detect lies very quickly. So he was a liar and a manipulator. I'm going to be pursuing that because he shouldn't be working there. And it really hurt me in the short-term, long run to have a therapist at a partial program that was not interested in doing their job. I don't know what's going on with him. Where there's smoke, there's fire. There's something off about that guy. But so my last day was Friday. I am no longer living with my mother. I have all my stuff in my car. My car gets turned, well, the registration for my car gets turned in tomorrow. Because I got pulled over without registration. I was having trouble keeping up with insurance and registration for my car while I was trying to do school, because this is like the first time that I really haven't just been working all the time. So, money is a little weird when you're trying to do college. But Friday night, I got arrested, and I spent the night in jail for writing "They'll steal your house" on an M&T Bank sign. And they will. They will steal your house. And then I resisted arrest, which I know isn't the way you handle the police, but I'm doing the buts. That just excludes everything you just said. But yeah, so I'm getting a little bit sick of how over-involved the police are, especially in the small town where I live. It's like you're just constantly getting stopped by them. That gets really old. I'm a human on this earth. I think that there's a lot of false power structures. People are like, well, we said that this person's in charge of you. Okay. That doesn't mean anything. People talk about societal constructs and gender and everything. Well, let me tell you what a false construct is. It's the power structures. The people who own the prison and jail systems in the United States are some of the richest people in the world. So, I guess you can't defame property, sure, but the consequences that they're laying down on people are just not at all fitting and appropriate to the action. And I think you can write on bank signs when the banks are just straight up taking houses from people. I don't think that it's the police force's fault that they are hugely corrupt systems, because they're not protecting and defending the citizens. Intentional. They do intentionally create criminals to make more money. This huge financial system. So, I was sitting in jail longer than someone sat in jail after they stalked me for months, hunted me down, and tried to kill me. He got out on bail quicker than I was able to get out of a jail cell. So I yelling and so, but I'm just deciding um, I've always been the type of person that, like, with all the doors shut, you know, and there are no windows to crawl through, I will burn that place down to get in or to get out, you know, like so it's hard for me to just accept reality when I start to feel wronged. That doesn't exist to me. What exists to me is options to change it, to fix it, to modify it, to right the wrong. So, anyways, yeah, so tomorrow I turn my car in. Hopefully I'm going to be working with a caseworker to hopefully find a place to stay. But I've always been very, very resourceful, so I'm not afraid of this. This has been my life for a very long time. Since I was 14 years old, I have just constantly been in rotation with big life aspects, like where to live, where I work, you know, like the longest I've lived anywhere since I was 14 is a year, and that's a rare occurrence. It's usually 6 months or less. So it is what it is. I mean, I've gone through prolonged periods of starvation before trying to be independent and make it on my own. And I know that because I'm a United States citizen, I will be taken care of. There is food for me to eat, and even if there's not shelter, like, the earth exists, and that's not some, like, hippie statement. That's reality. The earth is here for you, and if there wasn't food, honestly, like, I've picked dandelions and eaten them. You can eat bark, tree bark, you can eat grass. So yeah, I'm not afraid of this type of transition anymore. It used to scare me. It used to really stress me out. I think I am very stressed out, but I don't have time for that. So, last night someone stole $30 from me straight to my face and then tried to lie and manipulate about it. That usually doesn't happen to me because I am pretty selective about the people in my life, and as a result, I have some of the most decent, well-intentioned, good-hearted people as friends that you can find. But unfortunately, you still run into people who try to screw you over. So, went to where that person lives and raised hell. Maybe it's not a productive way to deal with things. I'm trying to learn to let things go when people wrong me. It's very hard. Luckily, I'm not violent, so I didn't hurt anyone, and I would not have. But I was very, very upset, especially because of the position I'm in right now. My money isn't something that I can afford to just have taken from me right now. I need the money that I have. And what's ridiculous is, like, I gave that person things, you know? And that's, I'm in a city right now that I don't live in because this is where I've been getting treatment and stuff. So, like, I met one person here who is a really good person, and me and him have become good friends. So I'm up here visiting him, and unfortunately, there was another person I had known from treatment, and he basically what I would call vetted someone, right? And let that person in my car. We were supposed to go see the president speak. I love going to political stuff. Didn't end up getting there, and his friend just kind of stole money from me. And that person did not step in the gap for what his friend had done. And so that person is out for good for me too, because I do not keep people like that in my life. I've had that happen maybe once or twice before, ever. 2 times I have had people, only one time someone stole from one of my friends, and another time one of my good friends made a couple of my other good friends feel very at threat. And so I immediately cut him off. I don't really cut people off once they're in my circle, once I consider them a friend, but I'm very serious about that kind of stuff. If you can't be trusted around the people that I'm close to, you're gone. And the one time someone stole from one of my friends, the first thing that I did was I told my friend, you will get your money back as soon as I have it. It's coming out of my pocket. And it did. And the person that stole from him, I raised hell for that person. So when this guy had his friend screw me over and just acted cavalier about it, I was like, you're nobody I need around, because the first thing you should have been doing is saying, I'll pay you back as soon as I can, because I vetted for that person and he screwed you over. And so that's on me. But he didn't do that. He just acted really cavalier and told me to calm down because his friend would pay me back. Pay me back? I didn't lend him anything. He stole from me. Pay me back. Get me my money. I don't have enough time to continue the video. Life is stressful.